Two of Jesus' disciples were making the 7-mile walk to Emmaus. They'd been talking ever since they left Jerusalem. Every now and then, one of them would say something. Then they'd walk a little ways before the other answered. There were still a whole lot of questions and not many answers. The sound of their sandals pressed into the dusty road, step after step after step. And every now and then, a little breeze would drift through the hills before disappearing again. Then, they heard somebody else coming up behind them. Another pair of footsteps. Steady, getting closer. Before long, another man fell in step beside them. For a little while, the three of them just walked. Then the man asked, "What manner of communications are these that ye have one to another, as you walk and are sad?" The two disciples stopped. Anybody could see they'd been carrying something heavy. One of them, whose name was Cleopas, looked at the man and said, "Art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and hast not known the things which are come to pass there in these days?" The man simply asked, "What things?" So they started telling him about Jesus of Nazareth, a prophet mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, how the chief priests and rulers had delivered him to be condemned to death, and how they had crucified him. Then Cleopas said, "But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel." As they walked, they told the man about the women who had gone to the tomb early that morning, and how they hadn't found his body, and how they'd seen angels who told them he was alive. Some of the others had gone to the tomb too, and everything was just like the women had said. But Jesus, they hadn't seen. The three men just kept walking. The road stretched on before them. The breeze still came and went. The sound of sandals never seemed to stop. Then the man started with Moses, then the prophets, one scripture after another. And little by little, everything started fitting together. By the time they reached Emmaus, it was getting toward evening. The man acted like he was going on, but the two disciples urged him, "Abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent." So he went in with them. They sat down together. The man reached for the bread. He blessed it, he broke it, and he handed it to them. And they sat there for just a moment, looking at the piece of bread that had just been given to them. And they realized. They slowly looked up in complete and utter awe. The man that had walked the road with them, the man that had listened while they talked, the man that sat across from them at the table, disappeared right before their eyes. The room got awfully quiet. It was him. Then, still trying to catch his breath, one of them finally said, "Did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the scriptures?" They didn't stay there very long. They got up that very hour and started the 7-mile walk right back to Jerusalem. This time, the road beneath their feet felt completely different. They wasn't carrying questions anymore. They were carrying the greatest news that they'd ever known. You know, I think about that walk every now and then. Those two disciples thought they were just talking with another traveler. They had no idea the Lord had been walking beside them the whole way. Sometimes life feels a little like that. We don't always understand what God's doing while we're living it. But every once in a while, we look back and realize He'd been there every single step of the way.